Ontario, California, it is time for the main event of the evening. 12 rounds scheduled for the WBC Interim Welterweight Championship of the World. Brought to you by Golden Boy Promotions, sponsored by Corona Extra, la cerveza más fina, and AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, the Executive Officer, Andy Foster. The Chairman is John Frierson. WBC Supervisor in attendance and inside the ring, Rudy Tengens. The physicians at ringside are Dr. Leandro Gattus and Dr. Richard Casadon, with your timekeepers in charge of the bell and counting for knockdowns this evening, Mike North and Willie Arriola. The three judges scoring this bout on the 10-point must system at ringside, from California, Max DeLuca. From New York, Julie Letterman. And from California, Alejandro Rochin. And when the bell rings and the action begins, your referee in charge, Dr. Lou Moran. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. The world is ready. Ontario, California, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, trimmed in red and gray, he weighed officially 146.75 pounds. This veteran brings an outstanding professional record consisting of 28 victories, just one defeat, and 22 wins coming by way of knockout. From Winter Haven, Florida, here's the former two-time welterweight champion of the world, Andre the Beast Berto. And next his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. Wearing red, trimmed in white, he weighed in 146.5 pounds. He also brings an excellent professional record, 34 bouts, 30 victories, just one defeat, one draw, 2 no decisions, and 18 big knockout victories. He is the fighting pride, the native son of Guerrero, California, a 4-division, 6-time world champion, the current, reigning, defending WBC Interim Welterweight Champion of the World, Robert the Ghost Guerrero.
This is one of those old school elimination type fights. 2 perhaps peaking fighters, both 29 years old, putting it all on the line for 12 rounds right now or less, to see who will be in line for a monster payday against maybe Floyd Mayweather.
Already you see Berto has taken a page out of the Mayweather brawler book. You got that left shoulder up very high, working the jab.
Clubbing shot by Berto may have caught Guerrero on the back of the head. They're both throwing very hard, authoritative jabs as we start off here, trying to make an imprint.
With the success that Mayweather and now Broner is having with that style defense, if you're fast and you can pull it off, why not?
Break clean, break clean. Don't hold.
Well, I think we've seen Berto close to that posture before, but I don't think we've ever seen the left shoulder raised quite that high.
Like Max just said, if it's working for the other quicker-handed fighters, why not try it?
It certainly doesn't inhibit Broner's offense in any way, and may make it harder for the opponent to see the right hand coming.
And it also allows Berto to be aggressive, as you mentioned, Jim, while remaining, he hopes, defensively responsible and not squared up to his opponent.
I wonder if he'll be able to throw the left hook as effectively from that posture. I wonder if he'll go to the body as effectively. He throws a right hand to the body there.
Good right hand to the body.
You need the hand speed to get away with it, and that Berto has in abundance.
Now Guerrero jabbing to the body, and Berto stings him with a right hand.
Good body shot by Guerrero.
I like Guerrero's answer to the defense there, which is to hold Berto a little bit with the right hand to keep him still and whack him with the left.
Guerrero landed that left hand straight down the pipe.
Oh, Berto may be hurt.
Berto is hurt by the left hand.
Hurt.
And down he goes. And Lou Moret is looking for a count and begins the count. And Berto shaking his head. That was a brilliant piece of ring engineering by Robert Guerrero. He tasted a strong right hand from Berto, neutralized it with some body shots, and came back with a straight left hand down the pipe, and Berto's holding on again. 20 seconds to go in the round.
And Guerrero's going to keep throwing that punch until Berto shows him he can take it away from him.
Down twice on left hands against Victor Ortiz. Berto's down again on a straight left in the first round against Robert Guerrero.
He said he took a little bit out of the fight from Ortiz, and we've seen it already that obviously it worked.
Anyone who questions whether Robert Guerrero can be a full-fledged welterweight, you can forget that right now. He's a good, solid welterweight.
All we have to do is go to work and relax. All right? When you get inside, he's going to punch, so make sure you're ready for that. Hands up.
Here you see Guerrero, the first left hand was blocked. The second he turned into a looping left hand and went right down the pipe. Smart move by Guerrero. He made the adjustment quicker than Berto did.
And then managed to get his hands free quickly enough to knock Berto down.
Well,
Follow up.
he held Berto with the right hand there.
Yeah, he did, but the referee didn't see it.
The old Lennox Lewis against Michael Grant.
Absolutely. Put the hand across the back of the shoulders. I'll hold you right here. CompuBox numbers in round one. Guerrero 24 out of 58. Berto 6 out of 33. A 10-8 round for Guerrero. You wonder what that does to the level of confidence that Berto surely had to build up to bring into the fight.
But Guerrero just hurt Berto again, and he messed up Berto's eye. He messed his right eye up pretty bad. Berto is in bad trouble right now. You can't see out that right eye, and he's crying about it. Oh, down he goes again.
Takes a body shot, falls on his knee. Andre Berto's in huge trouble. Down twice now already in the second round of his fight with Robert Guerrero.
He's not going to finish. He don't want to go. He don't want to go like this with his eye messed up.
Berto's right eye seems to be occluded at this point.
It's swollen like a thumb got in
Yes,
there.
it closed. It probably did, Max, but you got to fight through that.
Yet Guerrero is bringing a real rugged, brawling, mauling, dirty kind of fight, and Berto's going to have to respond here.
Well,
He's going to have to find some way to deal with Guerrero's left hand.
and you got to do something to get Guerrero off of him.
Berto tries to land a right hand in the melee. Guerrero's right is pinned by Berto to his left side, but the left hand is free and he's banging away.
I don't know where we get this referee from. Oh, good left hand.
California referee Lou Moret is standing and watching while they sometimes wrestle with each other and sometimes Guerrero lands shots.
And Berto's showing the heart of a champion now. He's fighting off the ropes.
Pick him up.
He's fighting for dear life. He doesn't want to give it up. He's showing you that he has the heart of a champion. But he is in big trouble here.
And in boxing, the kind of dirtiness that Guerrero is showing here is actually something you want to see in a fighter's arsenal who has a mauling style over time. They're roughhouse tactics that most roughhouse style fighters need to master to be successful.
Berto bought a lot of time along the ropes.
Yes, he did. Got his head completely back together, and he's landed some pretty good shots here, ladies and gentlemen. Guerrero better be careful because he's getting caught with some really good sharp punches.
And Max made a great point. Both fighters are showing a form of professionalism which goes to the hardest part of the sport, the rough and tumble nitty-gritty along the ropes. Body shots from Guerrero.
The kind of rules infractions you can get away with in service of your game plan.
Berto's right eye is in terrible shape.
Stop, break.
Waiting in Berto's corner is Danny Milano, one of the real top professional cutmen in the game. He's the guy who's going to have to see what he can do with that right eye.
10 seconds.
Berto gets in a shot to the back of Guerrero's head again.
Tell you what, Berto now has made up in his mind that he's going to fight regardless, and you like to see that in champion.
So Berto makes it out of the second round while absorbing a second knockdown and the terrible damage to his right eye.
Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Get on that day. Here's what. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen. Listen. Keep your hands in front of you and squat. You're holding him here. He's hitting behind the head. Your hand is free. Okay, but he's sticking his head all in his face. You see that? That's okay. He nicked his head. No, his head in his face. Listen to me. Don't worry about it. Where's the water?
He can see the left hand, which he landed outside of the thumb, with inside of the thumb, inside of the glove, right on Berto's eye. And it's a clean punch.
It's a clean
because
punch.
He wasn't trying to throw the
No,
thumb.
that was a clean punch.
Followed by the left uppercut right there. That left uppercut hurt him. That uppercut really hurt him bad, and that one finished the job.
Come on, Mike. This is what we do.
Round 3 begins.
That left hand was an absolutely a clean punch. It just caught Berto at an angle that swelled his eye right up.
Shades of Lennox Lewis against Vitaly Klitschko when the right glove went past the eye and some part of the thumb or the seam caught Klitschko's eyelid and tore it up.
And that happens in boxing, but it's not no way intentional by Guerrero.
No, but what is intentional is focusing on the body over and over and over to try to keep sustaining damage while being held upstairs.
Stop.
There's Guerrero again, pounding away with the free right hand to Berto's body.
Well, Berto becomes twice as dangerous as well, Jim, because he's hurt now. So every shot he throws has death intentions on it.
I think what Guerrero sensed immediately is Berto wanted to do this kind of aggressive boxer-puncher style. And Guerrero saw Berto was having a little success in the first round with it and wanted to take Berto out of that style. That is signs of a really mature prize fighter.
All right, Roy, let's assume for a second that Berto is blind in his right eye. What does that do to the prospect of trying to create offense?
Well, it doesn't do much for him because Guerrero's right there in front of him. And Guerrero's coming at him just like he's coming at Guerrero. So it's not like Guerrero's going to be hard to find. They're head to head. It does nothing if your man is right there in front of you because you know where his head is. Good body shot by Berto.
I'm going to start taking away points, guys. You better do it.
Lou Moret says he's going to start taking away points, I presume, from Berto for holding. Let's listen to Berto's trainer, Tony Morgan, in the corner.
Don't wrestle. Don't wrestle.
Tony was doing a lot of shouting before we decided to ISO him and listen, and at that point he more or less clammed up.
Listen, Berto has landed some really good shots on the inside here. The Ghost has to be very careful because Berto is back in this fight to what I'm seeing against Lewis.
Berto's fighting with a lot of heart as always.
Yes.
But Guerrero's fighting the fight at a distance that's negating Berto's advantage in hand speed.
It is, but he's still giving up some really big shots here, Coach. And to be honest with you, that helps him as far as the eye goes.
Hard right hand by Berto.
Because he doesn't have to look for him. He's right there in front of him.
Guerrero came back with a left hand over the top. But Berto's best shot since the first round was that hard right hand that he landed in that exchange.
Guerrero trying to smother Berto is resulting in Berto getting some open shots on the inside.
That's exactly right.
He's trying to jump in, all right? Let him come to you a little bit. I got it. Let him come to you. You got to drop him over his head. You hear me? keep your hands right here. Look, you can't be held if you're there. In squat, don't lean. You hear me? Listen to me. You do what I ask you to do. Hands up, but do not reach your hand over.
Right hand. Keep your hands up every time. Move. You can see when you're going to throw it. You can see when you're going to wind up. All right? Okay. Work up, baby. Top and bottom. Drop that left hand, baby. All right? Move at me. Hey, don't forget your seconds out, mouthpiece in. Stay back. Stay back.
CompuBox numbers through 3 rounds, very one-sided. Guerrero 74 out of 132. He's landing 56% of his punches, including 31 body shots so far. Berto 21 out of 43. Just haven't been able to throw all that often. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 3?
Look at you. 3-0. 30-25. Rabbit Guerrero. Judge, you got to give him an extra point that rounds 1 and 2 for the knockdowns. He knocked him off his feet. He deserves that extra point. Round 3, Robert Guerrero crowded him, landed the better shots, mostly to the body. I mean, I don't know what Andre Brothers is going to do with that right eye closing up the way it is, but yeah, he's got to land some shots. He's fallen 5 points behind on his scorecards after 3 rounds. 3-0 Guerrero.
I guarantee you, Berto is not thinking about trying to win a decision. He's trying to win by knockout because he knows he's falling very far behind in this fight. He's throwing knockout shots, especially that uppercut underneath.
And Berto has the ability to catch a guy with 1 punch and really hurt him.
Yeah. Right now, the momentum seems to be in Berto's favor. So Guerrero better do something pretty impressive quick and change it, or he's going to find himself in trouble.
Interesting.
Stop.
I've always thought of Robert Guerrero as an excellent technician from the outside. He's showing me that he's got gutter skills along the ropes, too.
He got gutter skills everywhere. He's also throwing hip and leg shots right now. On the opposite side of the referee.
An old professional's trick, the kind of thing you might read about in one of those Bernard Hopkins articles in the back of Ring magazine.
All right, wait. Don't wrestle. Don't wrestle. Stop. Stop. Don't wrestle, guys.
Referee Lou Moret seems to have, for the most part, tried to simply stay out of the way, which has led to a lot of holding, a lot of wrestling, a lot of infighting, an interesting test between the two fighters.
Berto deserves a lot of credit for maintaining his composure so far and starting to turn the tide somewhat in the last round and certainly doing so in this round.
Getting back into this fight big time.
He's remained calm through everything in this fight so far, including what looked like to me to maybe be a headbutt just then.
I started to say their heads came together, but luckily with no particular damage. That's one thing we haven't had so far that we're almost certain to see if they go several more rounds, and that's a headbutt.
10 seconds, guys.
Tell you something else, Berto is in very good condition for this fight too.
Time!
Starting to get some of his explosiveness back. Now if he can land the clean shot that will turn things around.
Listen, you're holding this guy with your left hand. If you keep that hand in front of you and squat, you're leaning on him. Why are you leaning on him? You want to work? You want to work? Yeah. Then show me and listen to what I tell you. Quit reaching this arm around him. Do this. Huh?
Yeah, you want it. You know what to do, mijo. Okay, good. Hey, mijo, you know what to do now. You know how to doctor, right? Yeah. Okay? Watchalo. Looking great. Hey. Dale los rounds.
You see Berto with the old Mike Tyson tap with the right hook to the head, followed by a vicious uppercut underneath. That's the shot that Guerrero keeps allowing him to land on the inside.
Listen to my commands now. Listen to my command.
CompuBox numbers in the 4th round. Guerrero 19 of 47, Berto 12 out of 32. Guerrero with a 14-10 advantage in power connects, but Harold Letterman scored the round for Berto.
Stop.
Berto will need several more of those to get back even on the scorecards.
Come on, guys.
In case you joined us late, Andre Berto tasted the canvas both in the first and second rounds. Has managed to make his way through it and stay in the fight now as we come to the fifth.
What Guerrero found in the first round about midway through
Don't hit me on the head.
is to keep Berto a stationary target that's easy to hit. He needed to hold him with one hand. Keep him there and whack him with the free hand.
Break.
And the referee is definitely allowing him to do that.
And he's allowing him to do it. Berto's been frustrated by it and has started to find an answer for it in the last couple of rounds.
Good hard left hand by Berto. Guerrero kind of leaning into it. He was reaching with the right hand, and Berto found him with the counter shot.
If Guerrero keeps waiting, he's going to get caught with one of those big shots.
All right, stop.
The action of the first couple of rounds was the kind of exchange which could cause both fighters to vary from their original plans. And once you get into the position where both fighters have changed and are making adjustments, now it becomes more of a mental battle, both for the corners and for the fighters.
Don't hold. Okay, stop, guys. Stop.
Oh, good body shot
Good
by
body
Guerrero.
shot. Really good left hand to the body by Guerrero.
I don't know why Berto would be wrong for that.
What in the world did Berto do wrong?
The ref is letting them fight with one hand tangled, and Berto's throwing right hands. Guerrero's ducking out of the way and getting caught in the back of the head. It's not Berto's fault.
Let him go.
Oh, good body shot by Berto. Oh, good.
Excellent uppercut by Berto.
Don't rest. Stop.
So are you implying that it's the referee's fault, Max?
No, I just think that if you're going to let them fight that way, then you let them fight that way.
Okay.
Okay, stop.
Another warning to Berto. Crowd booing because many of the spectators probably don't understand exactly what the warning is for. Make sure you stay tuned immediately following Live Boxing for the second episode of 24/7 Pacquiao Marquez. In tonight's installment, Pacquiao discusses how his poor upbringing plays a role in his service to his country as a congressman.
I'm elected again because I don't have opponent. So I'm still a congressman. And I always believe that I can implement more projects in Sarangani in this second term. I know what the feelings of being poor, being nothing. I'm like them before, but now I'm helping them.
Episode 2 of 24/7 Pacquiao Marquez comes your way immediately following the conclusion of tonight's main event between Robert Guerrero and Andre Berto. Andre Berto down in round 1 off the straight left hand. Down in round 2 after a left hand grazed past his right eye and the eye swelled shut almost immediately. A flurry of body shots following that got him to the canvas again. Since then, he's been fighting back, hunting and pecking, trying to find moments here and there in which he can reverse the momentum of the fight. In the last round, it was a couple of good, clean, hard uppercuts like the right one that he just missed right there.
And it seems to be getting stronger and stronger as the fight goes on.
Berto
Pick him up,
feels, I
Robert, pick him up.
imagine, that he's fighting two guys in there, Guerrero and the ref.
Hey, stop. Pick him up. You understand?
Now Guerrero gets a warning for going low, but Guerrero smartly turned this into a street fight. Berto finally resigned himself to the fact that that's the way the fight's going. I better get in the trenches with this guy. And as soon as he reciprocated, he gets warned.
Another sharp right hand by Berto, like the one he landed moments ago while Guerrero was starting to get ready to listen to Lou Moret.
Well, this has turned into a very good inside fight, Jim.
Let him go, Andre.
I feel like I'm watching Gene Fulmer and Carmen Basilio.
Let him go.
Guys shoulder to shoulder, head to head, trying to find punching room round after round. Good hard shot by Berto with the right hand.
Looking to hurt each other.
Stop. Don't hold and hit.
Good body
Good
shot.
body shot by Berto. That left to the body. Outstanding. That and the uppercuts, bringing him back moment by moment in the fight.
I'm very impressed with Berto's conditioning, Joe.
I'm impressed with his heart.
I've been impressed with that long ago. And the same with Guerrero.
Yeah, both guys are looking to hurt their opponent, and neither is fighting like they're scared to get hurt.
It's not a boxing match. It's a fight, and has been since the first round.
Let him go.
Hard right hand by Berto. Guerrero trying to fight back. Now holding on. I think Guerrero was legitimately wobbled for the first time by that right hand shot.
I think he was too, and you knew it was coming eventually.
There's another one. Berto turning the tide here.
It looks to me like Guerrero is taking those shots very well, because those are hard, clean shots.
Okay, mijo, ya está cansado, güey. Don't try to stay inside with you too much. Get the hell, move out. Hey, sidestep him a little bit, eh? Don't let him hang on to you, okay? Sidestep him y la pinche zurda, el gancho por arriba. All right? And when you're right here, arriba. Yeah. Working that body. That's good.
Listen, I don't want to hear it. You set it up with your hands in front of you and squat like we worked. You're holding every time he comes in, baby. I can't have that.
He see Berto land this beautiful short overhand right there, right on the chin of the Ghost. And the Ghost seemed to take that very well, followed by a left hook. Then later in the round, this uppercut that's become a deadly weapon, this right uppercut by Berto, is constantly almost ripping the head off of Guerrero. And Guerrero needs to start defending that punch.
Power punches in the sixth round. Guerrero 16 out of 42. Berto 13 out of 20. In the last minute of the round, Berto had an 8-2 advantage in power shots. Harold, how do you have it through six?
Okay, so look at it, 4 rounds to 2. 58-54, Robert the Ghost Guerrero. You know, Jim, the problem with that Andre Berto's having is he's getting outworked by Robert Guerrero. Guerrero's throwing a lot more punches. The shots that Berto lands are really spectacular shots that catches the judge's eyes because, you know, he lands hard uppercuts, he lands hard right hands. When he lands, you can really see it. So Andre Berto getting in some spectacular shots to win rounds 4 and 6. Guerrero won the other 4. 4-2 Guerrero.
Increasingly interesting action here in this welterweight showdown. Coming up next, episode 2, 24/7 Pacquiao Marquez 4. As they head toward the December 8th fight.
Berto's hurt again.
Left uppercuts. He's just been strafed with left uppercuts from Guerrero in this round.
Tactical change by Guerrero, which has paid off. Guerrero's landed 3 or 4 very hard left-hand shots in this sequence along the ropes. Misses with that one. Berto did a good job of ducking it.
I said this is a kind of a title eliminator fight. Both guys peaking, you'd think, at the age of 29. Both know that there are potential millions on the line for the winner, and they're fighting that way. They're doing that tradition of these kind of fights proud.
Guerrero is not throwing on good shots by Berto. He's not throwing steam on every punch, but he's mixing his power in pretty good. Berto is throwing good, sharp punches with every one he throws.
Berto landing his right uppercut again twice.
That's some beard Guerrero showing on the inside there. and the same for Berto.
This is two prize fighters. Both of these guys can box and will fight.
This is a street fight. This could take place on asphalt in a back alley. This would gather a crowd anywhere it took place.
Electric and savage here.
Stop. Don't wrestle. 10 seconds, guys. 10 seconds.
Guerrero is putting his imprint on the fight once again.
Oh, you heard it that time. Bad, Jim.
And Berto wobbles back to his corner.
And this crowd knows what it just saw.
Yeah, you heard it really bad there, right? Man, it just closed that eye.
You touch that left hook to the body that you worked on so hard.
Sensational punishment traded by these fighters.
Let's do it. You want to win this?
Water on the
Do
head.
you want to win this? Let's do it. Do best. You're going to hate yourself if you lose this. Listen to me. Listen to me. Don't be frustrated. You got to work. Listen to me.
Here you see early in the round, Berto throwing combinations, throws an uppercut, followed by a hook, which was two good shots. Then he come back with an uppercut alone, followed by a right hook and a left hook. But then you see the Ghost retaliate, starting with the body shots right there. Then he comes with his own shots up top.
Power punches in the seventh. Guerrero was 31 of 71. Berto 26 of 37. Berto was landing 70% of his power shots in a round in which he was getting horsewhipped along the ropes. Amazing stuff in Ontario, California. Work. Guerrero just keeps working. Piling up the points.
Well, he's not really piling up the points here, Jim. He's trying to take the fight out of Berto by beating his body. Those are hard body shots that he's throwing.
That's what the end of Foreman-Lyle, that classic heavyweight slugfest looked like when Foreman just put his punches together and wouldn't stop until he won the fight.
Okay, stop.
Guerrero was doing the same thing, only the body there.
He better quit giving up these big hand shots,
No,
Max.
stop.
If he doesn't, he's going to find himself sitting on the canvas.
Berto has checked Guerrero's chin effectively several times in the last few rounds, and so far, Guerrero's chin is holding up.
Yeah, but he's bleeding at the nose right now. His eye has a mark under it, so the shots are starting to tell a little bit. He needs to become a little bit more defensive while he's doing the attacking.
Berto, meanwhile, has to talk to Lou Moret, the referee. They're having a conversation while he's in this war.
Don't hold, Robert. Stop. Come on.
Moret said, don't hold. Berto said, I'm not holding.
Good jab by Berto.
Stop.
Jab. I remember that punch.
Don't let him go.
Good body shot by Berto.
Okay, stop. Don't measure. All right, stop. You can't throw one punch and grab. Okay? Neither can you.
There you go, Lou.
Max Kellerman chiding our referee, Lou Moret. Both fighters have blood coming out of their noses.
Well, it's not always the ref's fault, Jim. When one fighter is hitting with the opposite hand on the opposite side of the ref legitimately can't see it. That's a seasoned fighter.
Exactly right. And that's what Guerrero is. A very seasoned fighter, a very smart fighter. Oh, good body shot.
And Lou is a smart and seasoned ref, but Guerrero's been able to get away with some stuff in this fight.
Guerrero was trained earlier in his career by Joe Goosen and John Bray.
Pick him up, Robert.
11 fights ago, he went back to the man who trained him early in his amateur career, his father, Ruben Guerrero. He's 11-0, fighting under Ruben Guerrero, and by my eyes, getting better all the time.
Sit down again. When you have your feet right, you can punch. You have your feet wrong, you walk with that right hand, you walk over, We'll fall into him.
World Championship Boxing returns Saturday, December 15 with a pair of 122-pound matchups. The Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire, takes on Jorge Arce, and Guillermo Rigondeaux squares off with Punsoat Katendengao. Following the conclusion of live boxing that night, stay tuned for the next installment of my show, The Fight Game, the only unfiltered, unbiased destination for fans of the sweet science. Power punches through the 8th round. Guerrero 162 of 358. That's just brilliant. Berto 87 of 156. That's over 50%. Normally that means you're winning the prize fight. Berto was down in each of the first 2 rounds.
Let him go, Robert.
Berto needs a little space, even though he's a short-arm fighter, to use his speed to get it going. And when he can create some, he lands some. But Guerrero is smothering it, and it's impressive how physically strong Guerrero looks for a guy who started at 122 pounds.
Not only that, he's about 6 pounds lighter than Berto tonight, Danny.
He looks like a big, strong welterweight.
Look at that upper body. I mean, that's just tons of work that it takes to build muscle to that level when you were a featherweight 4 years ago.
And usually a guy coming up from featherweight would definitely not take these shots from Berto that Guerrero's taking tonight. Like that.
All right, stop.
Two right hands by Berto. Quick, sharp shots. Still got a lot of fight left in him.
Still on the
Left-hand body shot by Berto.
Still on the pistol punch.
Good uppercut.
They still throwing the sharper punches of the two like that. And like I said, the Ghost can't continue to give those kind of shots up.
Eventually, Roy, you would think that he buckled from one of those huge uppercuts or hooks. But he hasn't so far.
Another uppercut, and that one momentarily seemed to get Guerrero.
Did a little dance, a little hop step.
And now his eyes closing up, Max. Now his right eye's closing.
Yep.
The fans know this is unbelievable what they're witnessing here tonight.
You put two fighters of this magnitude in the ring, this is what you get.
It ain't always pretty, but it's beautiful.
Round 9 of a scheduled 12 in Ontario, California. You've been watching football all day and have just decided to tune into the excitement of boxing. We've got a barn burner going. Robert Guerrero knocked Andre Berto down in each of the first 2 rounds. Since then, Berto has been scratching and clawing his way back into the fight, landing sharp uppercuts, straight right hands. But Guerrero has continued to fight through it and is trying to maintain his lead and hold on to an edge on the scorecards that it appears would lead toward victory. In the first fight of the evening, rising welterweight prospect Keith Thurman knocked out Carlos Quintana at 154 pounds in 4 rounds of excellent hard punching.
And Berto has got to be the best shape I ever seen him in.
This has been a pure 6 brawl all the way through.
That's how we fight, boys. That's how we fight, Mikey.
Better, but listen here. Listen here. We need him and reach his hand. You can't do it, man.
I want you to know that. I want you to know that.
You hear me? Huh? You can't do it.
Down if you would have hit him.
Okay, sir. You can barely hear it. You can barely hear it. So, Lou. Make sure you get in.
You're winning the fight. Don't let him come back. Let's work, man. Let him go. Okay? Let's work, baby. Let's work. All you work for, baby. Let's do it. It's down the line right here. You know what I mean? He don't got no strength in you,
Here
baby.
you see the punch that brought Berto back in the fight. That right uppercut right there. That's 1 time. Once again, that's 2 times. That time, Guerrero kind of looked it off. But the third one, right up the middle where Guerrero was not ready for it. And as you see from that, you see the right eye starting to close.
All right, the drama is really mounting here. Robert Guerrero just told his father that he cannot see out of his right eye. That is his lead eye. That means that Andre Berto may have a chance to land more of the straight right hands and uppercuts that brought him back in the fight.
How much can Berto see out of either eye?
That's exactly
Unbelievable.
Right. That's exactly right.
Harold, how do you have it through 9?
Look at you, look at 87, 82, 6 rounds to 3.
No.
It's going to be interesting.
No, that's okay. You can't hit him.
In the last round, Berto landed 26 power shots. Guerrero landed only 8 punches. So Guerrero has suddenly slowed down dramatically. His punch output and his landed shots going way down as he has lost the vision in his right eye. And oh, by the way, the left eye doesn't look all that good either. And Berto appears to be blinded in both eyes as they are nearly swollen shut. And it's the product of tremendous punishment that both fighters have been laying out for the last 10 rounds.
I don't like all the uppercuts that the Ghost is giving up. That shot has been killing him all night long. But credit to Berto, this is the best condition I ever seen Berto in.
And against Berto, who can't see, Guerrero is leaning in for that uppercut, Roy.
That's exactly
It's
right.
the only chance that Berto has to hit him.
And he's giving it to him all night long because he doesn't want to deal with the hand speed from outside.
As I said, it's the kind of fight where both fight plans might have gone out the window after the first 2 rounds. I cannot imagine that Robert Guerrero came in here wanting to fight a phone booth fight with Andre Berto. But that's what has happened.
Yeah, well, if you watched the fight last weekend, he should have known this was going to happen because it worked so good for Brunner last week and against the Southpaw.
They're writing a special little page in boxing history here tonight, and this fight is still up for grabs.
Oh, for the days of the 15-round championship fight, where Berto would still have more room on the scorecards to actually make this comeback pay off.
Well, it's not over yet, Jim. With a powerful puncher like Berto, it's never over until the last bell rings. And now I know Harold Letterman's wetting his pants because he loves it when a fighter's shoe shines like that.
Berto's won over a big part of this crowd. You hear the Berto chants.
Both eyes closed, not looking, acting, or sounding like he's thinking about stopping. It doesn't get no better than that.
Berto was in the 2011 Fight of the Year, and he lost it to Victor Ortiz. If he were able to come back and win this, it would be a tremendous candidate for Fight of the Year.
Give me that mouthpiece. Put it out. Give me it. Put it out. So hard. Okay. Beautiful. Hey, this is your energy right here. How many rounds we got? Okay, this is it, mijo. Gánalo, man. Gánalo. Circle to your left. Boom, 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 boom. Y tira duro, mi body. Very good.
Listen to me. No fight looking like this. It's close, but I don't like close fights. I know what you can do when you're not doing it. Listen, relax, okay? I want you to think and listen, okay? Listen to me. Let's go. Let's go. Round 11.
CompuBox numbers in the 10th favored Guerrero, landing 20 of 71, as opposed to Berto, who landed 15 of 37.
Let him go.
Harold Letterman gave the round to Guerrero, stretching his lead just a little bit on the unofficial Letterman scorecard. Tony Morgan telling Berto on the corner, it's a close fight, but I don't like close fights. Knock him out.
Pick him up, Robert.
I would think that Guerrero has a decided advantage on the scorecards because, as Harold Letterman pointed out, he's generally outworked Berto after building that big points lead with the early knockdowns.
Roy Jones, did Robert Guerrero elect to stand chest to chest down the stretch of this fight to try to keep Berto's shots short, or because he can't see, or because he just fell into this pattern early in the fight and had to stay here?
He fell in the pattern early in the fight and decided to stay here. He didn't have to stay here, but for him, this is the fight he wants. Victor Ortiz was able to get lucky with Berto and make Berto fight the wrong fight. So he's thinking along those same lines. Make him fight an inside fight, he has a chance. And he did have a chance, but he didn't attack and take advantage of the situation when it was at its peak for him. So now the inside game has turned to hurt because of that uppercut you see right there.
Guerrero, for the most part, has imposed his size and strength on Berto in this fight. Berto's fought a lot of it with his back against the ropes.
Is it the cruelest sport of all or the sweet science? It's both. And we're seeing every dimension tonight.
Berto is throwing some vicious stuff off these ropes, son. It doesn't get any more vicious than this. He's throwing some really vicious shots with his back against the ropes.
Yeah, and it's, speaking of sweet science, it's like defying physics. How is Guerrero standing up to those? He's hardly being effective.
That's exactly right.
And isn't it the nature of this kind of fight that by the time it's over, they will know each other better than anyone else knows them?
And anybody watching it will know them better than anybody else. I can guarantee you it won't be welterweights knocking down their door tomorrow.
What an exchange! What a shot by Berto!
Both fighters landed a great shot there.
Mentioned conditioning several times, Roy. What it takes to get through this almost can't be described in words.
No, it can't. Oh, good body shot by Berto. Oh, good body shot by Guerrero.
Fighting blind, but fighting hard.
Listen, this is the last round, you hear me? This is the last round, you understand me? Let's do it. Get behind, okay?
Go out like a warrior, baby. Finish strong, hands up. Let's close the show, man. All right? Hey, and the chin. When he's in there, man, look for that chin, man. Pop that chin hard. Last round, next round. All right?
You go to work. You can get him out here. But you got to work like you've never worked before, Bert. You got to do it. You understand me? You got to do it.
He's going to try to come out off, but está perdiendo el way. But you're going to catch him in the chin. Make a mistake. Yeah.
Numbers coming to the 12th. Guerrero has landed 229 punches, 163 for Berto. Guerrero has a clear advantage and is headed toward victory on Harold Letterman's unofficial scorecard. Most likely, the other scorecards are fairly similar. Guerrero built the working margin, knocking Berto down in each of the first two rounds. Berto has been fighting back brilliantly and devotedly ever since.
And Guerrero been trying to hang close to cover up or to smother those big punches. And he's doing a good job of it so far. But the uppercut has been a killer for him. And Berto is really trying to open up with the big punches now. Because his corner told him he needs a knockout. And he's definitely trying to follow and do as his corner instructed. But Guerrero seems to be getting stronger himself.
This is amazing. This is not an issue of who wants it more. You can't want it more than these two guys.
You don't find two better conditioned fighters than these two are.
Yep, this is an issue of who is better at doing this, at fighting this kind of fight. So far, it looks to us like it's been Guerrero. And Berto has a minute 45 to change that.
I wouldn't necessarily say better. I'd say that he got the advantage early and took advantage of it. Because both fighters have been doing some really good things on the inside here. And it's hard to tell who's a better fighter. Because Guerrero shows a lot of skills and a lot of wisdom, where he shows more experience than Berto. But Berto's showing a lot of skills and not being able to see so early, he brought this fight back to a neutral fight.
There are thousands of athletes all over the world of big-time international sport who can show you courage during competition. But what you're seeing here is a kind of courage which is showcased in only one sport. This is the 12th round of a championship boxing match. These men can barely see each other, and they are delivering from their heart of and soul the way only fighters do.
And this is the real difference in boxing and any other sport.
You don't play boxing. You do this. You fight for your life.
And you don't get rounds off or substitute players to come in and take your place.
Everyone in this arena is standing up unless they're sitting officially at ringside.
And I want to stand up myself, son. It doesn't get any better than this. This is what you tell your children that they want to grow up to be. A real competitor who goes to the end. And that's what these two fighters are.
Robert Guerrero will probably win the fight. Andre Berto is no loser.
Not at all. And their doors are falling.
Bell sound. They keep going at it. Guerrero hit Berto at least 3 or 4 times after the bell.
And that's the referee's fault. The fight is going on. It's his job to let them know when the bell rings.
I don't think he heard the bell.
He didn't. He's too caught up in a fight.
Well, guys, in a year where we've had Rios and Alvarado, this is as good as it gets.
I didn't think anything could top Rios and Alvarado, but I'm not sure now. That was something else. That embrace right there tells you everything you need to know about the mutual respect, which was just engendered across those 12 brutal rounds.
Wow. And what was the referee thinking about? He got caught up in the fight just like we did.
Only possible explanation. Harold, who are the official judges who will be scoring the fight?
Okay, Jim. Max DeLuca, one of the really good young judges. He's from California. I like him very much. As you see, he worked Robert Guerrero, Salsa Aiden, and he'll do a good job tonight. Julie Letterman, the best judge in my house. My daughter, she worked Andre Berto and Victor Ortiz. I have the utmost confidence in my daughter. And last but not least, Alejandro Roshini lives in Chula Vista, California. He goes back and forth between Mexico and California, and they love him at both places. So I have confidence he'll do a good job.
And now let's take a look at what happened in the fight. Round number 1. Robert Guerrero came out, landed solid shots in round 1. Berto didn't seem exactly ready for what Guerrero was here to do. Maybe thought Guerrero wouldn't be that aggressive. Guerrero pounded him with a left cross and got him to go down. So Berto was knocked down in round 1. Then in round 2, watch the left cross that scraped across the lens, or the lid, I should say, of Berto's right eye, and prompted an immediate swelling that closed the eye. And then with a series of body shots, Guerrero got Berto to go down again. So Berto had been down in each of the first 2 rounds. But then in the middle portion of the fight, Berto started to turn things around. Straight right-hand shots, uppercuts, landing on the button over and over and over. And as Berto continued to go to work, Guerrero wouldn't back off. Stayed in close proximity. Wanted to fight a phone booth fight. They traded shots through the middle rounds and into the latter part of the fight. In round 9, Berto trying desperately to fight back. Great uppercut. Great uppercut. And then in the 12th round, an amazing finish. Let's go to ring announcer Joe Martinez for the official result.
After 12 exciting toe-to-toe rounds of boxing action, we go to the scorecards. One more time, Ontario, California, for the effort of these 2 true warriors. Show your boxing appreciation. And now here are the judges' scoring totals. All 3 judges see it the same, 116, 110. Your winner by unanimous decision. And still, WBC interim welterweight champion of the world, Robert "The Ghost" Guerrero.
CompuBox numbers in the fight. Guerrero will have the best of these, although Berto closed the gap with some amazingly accurate punching in the second half of the fight. Guerrero landing 76 more punches, throwing 320 more, landing at a significantly lower connect percentage. But it was work that helped Guerrero maintain his lead throughout the fight. Let's take a look at the power punch category. Berto was trying to come back with those hard right-hand shots and uppercuts. Landed 50% of his power punches. Very rarely do you land 50% of your power shots and lose, but of course, he was down in each of the first 2 rounds of the fight and was playing catch-up from that point forward. Let's take a look at the punch zone graphic, which will show us where punches landed for each of the 2 fighters. Landed on Guerrero on the left side of your screen. You see Berto's uppercuts and straight right hands adding up to the 135 shots landed on Guerrero's head. Meanwhile, over here on Berto, you see the amount of work that Guerrero did to the body throughout the fight, landing 117 body punches while holding his own with 140 punches landed upstairs. At the end of the fight, if there was a significant difference all the way through, it was that Guerrero got the jump on Berto with body punching and straight left hands early in the fight and created the advantage that he was able to maintain the rest of the way. A spirited fight between 2 great sportsmen who produced a memorable moment for us from the world of boxing here tonight. Let's go to Max Kellerman, who's standing by with both.
Guys, I think I speak for everyone who saw that. Thank you for that. Let's start with you, Robert. You won the fight. Looked like maybe halfway through the first round, you decided you had to turn it into a street fight. Is that what happened? Why'd you make that decision?
Well, I did tell Andre that I was going to beat him down, so I had to be a man of my word. But, hey, no, but he defended himself like a true champ. Hey, you know what? I knew I had to turn it in with him because he got that fast hands and he got hard punch, so I had to get on the inside with him, work his body, and, you know, fight him on the inside. You keep him on the outside, he has quick hands and he catches you.
Once he recovered from the early knockdowns, he was throwing some savage uppercuts and hooks that were catching you flush. And you started as a junior featherweight. You're fighting a strong welterweight. You walked through them. Were you ever hurt in the fight?
No, he didn't hurt me at all. I took some good shots from him. You know, but halfway through the fight, he caught me with a shot in the eye, so I couldn't really see. You know, that's why I had to fight on the inside a lot more too. So, you know, he strong guy, punched hard, but you know, I got a good chin, so I was able to take the shots.
This fight the idea was the winner moves on to bigger and better things, but the way you two just fought that fight, I can't imagine a better thing than that. If there was interest in doing that again, would you do it again?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I want to fight the best. I'm looking for Floyd Mayweather next, man. Pretty boy, let's do it, you know? I'm here, this is my second fight at 147 pounds. Unanimous decision against a great champion who, you know, who's no joke. And, you know, I came and showed up and did my thing.
Thanks. Andre. You got the sunglasses on because you can't see out of either eye. About halfway through the first round, it looked to me like Robert decided, I got to hold this guy in place with one hand, whack him with the other. And yet the ref was warning you throughout the fight. What was going on in your head?
I mean, it was just ridiculous, man. The referee kept calling me for a lot of different things. And it just made me real timid to do a lot of things, you know, throw punches while I wanted to throw inside because he, like I said, he kept warning me for things that, you know, I didn't have, you know, no control over. So, like I said, it is what it is, man. I came back after, you know, 14 months, you know, fought a, you know, tough guy, Robert Guerrero. And, like I said, he got the win. So, you know, it is what it is.
I want to show you the knockdowns early. Here's the first one. Tell me what you see.
It was just, you know, us on the inside, and then he hit me on the side of the head, back of the head.
Robert, that is video evidence of the Lennox Lewis-Michael Grant. Was that something you'd planned? Let's call them veteran tactics?
No, you know, we're on the inside. You know, I pushing him into position to land my shot.
Andre, after you got up from that, you eventually took a couple rounds, regained some sense of competitiveness and composure, and started really whacking Robert with huge shots. But as I said, he showed an incredible chin and walked through them. What were you thinking as that was happening?
I mean, I was just,
And I just didn't understand it. I mean, he was coming in, grabbing in, holding me. And referee was just basically, every time I tried to get off, the referee kept warning me for shots. He kept saying he was going to take points. So, I mean, it was, like I said, it is what it is,
Hey, man, he warned me the same thing. He warned me, too, for you, Holt. Hey, he was on me, too. Come on, man.
Referee came in, did his job, so, it is what it is. But like I said, at the end of the day, Robert fought a good fight.
You can't face it, man. Come on. You can't knock it.
At the end of the day, Robert fought a good fight. He got the win. And I want to thank y'all, Heyman, and my whole team.
Great fight, man.
Yeah, so if you want to do it again, we can definitely do that.
Guys,
Let me say one more thing.
yes.
I just want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, because without him, this ain't possible. That's how I'm able to do what I do. Thank you, Lord. I love you, Jesus.
Robert, Andre, thank you again for that. I feel privileged I got to see it. Jim?
So you're a student of the sport, and you want to polish your own opinion on whether this was the fight of the year, or maybe you just didn't set the DVR, or you didn't see it all. It re-airs at 8:30 tomorrow morning, Eastern Time on HBO. Set the DVR. 8:30 tomorrow morning, Eastern Time, HBO. A second chance for you to see this great fight between Robert Guerrero and Andre Berto. Meanwhile, do you like punchers? A rising puncher in boxing is Keith Thurman. He appeared on the undercard here tonight against crafty Puerto Rican Carlos Quintana. A lot of ringsiders were picking Quintana to shock the kid with his boxing craft. But Keith Thurman loads up on every punch. There's the left hand to the body in the first round. And Quintana knelt and almost was unable to make it up from that shot. Quintana got through the